Sincerity is a needed virtue in the aspirant who aims at soul progress. On the path of discipleship, its potencies are many and powerful. Sincerity is resourceful. Without it, an aspirant does not see his weaknesses, much less understand them with a view to overcoming them. It is not an easy virtue power to develop. In our civilization, boastfulness is so common that everyone is able to boast of his sincerity. The diplomat and politician lie, sincerely. The popes and priests humbug their votaries, sincerely, and so on. The result, sincerity has become more and more rare in our civilization. The student suffers from worldly sincerity, having come to soul wisdom after being educated by worldly wisdom in worldly ways. When he resolves to live righteously, purely, unselfishly, he is often blind to his dishonesties, his falsehoods, his conceits. He would endeavor to overcome his defects were he to discern their existence. He is not insincere in his desire to progress, to seek the teachers and to follow them. He is ignorant that he is dishonest in mind, untruthful in speech, selfish in action. It is a strange mixture of sincerity and insincerity. Persistent in treading the path of discipleship as he understands it, sometimes in a bizarre manner, laboring and loving the ideal of the path and the life. At long last, his perception opens, and he sees what he never suspected, that he has been a mass of corruption. Repentance sets in. What opens his perception? Study and application. Even service may be rendered without inner soul sincerity. When self-examination is intelligently undertaken, application is eagerly sought. From the point of view of true discipleship, application is the apex of the triangle, and study and service form the base. Application of knowledge to the mind, of virtue to the heart, of sacredness to deeds is impossible without sincerity. Repentance for past blunders and perseverance in present effort go together. In fact, they are the two wings which enable the aspirant to ascend to the world of the spirit. The ascent is slow. Many a time the soul bird is forced to descend by its own karma and the powers of psychic gravity. Both its wings endeavor to check the descent and gain momentum to ascend once more. Discipleship is a never-ending conflict, an eternal birth through eternal dying. Dryden translates Virgil, who has put this truth in words with a poet's intuition. The gates of hell are open night and day. Smooth the descent and easy is the way. But to return and view the cheerful skies, in this the mighty task and labor lies. Sincerity and perseverance, then, form the real starting point of the inner life. The inner soul exists for and in all men and women. But it does not live and work in all. It is born in the heart of the mind, and this is man's second birth. Knowledge of his past ignorance is fecundated by the sustaining graciousness of the wisdom religion, and thus the death of dark ignorance takes place, and the birth of the soul as perceiver, as seeker, as knower of the light supreme. On the path of discipleship, this is a continuous process. Reincarnation is not only the return of the soul to the body again and again, it is also the death of various body powers and birth anew of an equal number of soul powers. Quote, "For he who lives more lives than one, more deaths than one must die." Repentance is likely to dwindle into emotionalism and sentimentality, and then into despondency and despair. Such a process is born of self-pity, a subtle and debasing form of egoism. True repentance quickly points to the practice of sincerity. Let us not mourn that we were inadvertently insincere for months and years. Let us rejoice that at long last our eyes are opened. Real repentance is rooted in the strength of the higher nature, the Christos nature. The Christ did not call the self-righteous and the cocksure to repentance. He called sinners to repentance. The former are enveloped in ignorance of the foibles of the lower self, of the strength of the higher. Therefore, enlightened repentance will not permit the aspirant to indulge in regrets for what he did in the past. His newborn sincerity will give to his perseverance a new outlook, as well as a new insight. True repentance points out to the aspirant the mystery that is in every man, every woman, every child. This because of his deepening sincerity. Contemplation on the process which dispelled ignorance and brought to birth sincerity and also true repentance provokes humility and the spirit of forgiveness. "Judge not that ye be not judged" is a profound teaching of the science of occultism. To judge justly is not to judge by appearances. We resented, and even now resent it, when others thought we were hypocritical, preaching what was not practiced. We were ignorant of our insincerity. We did not see that we were dishonest. Therefore, one very tangible effect of our awakening to sincerity is a fresh evaluation of the teaching, "Judge not." This implies that we should judge not by appearances. We do not know what another man is in reality. We see his surface appearance. The birth of sincerity, which is accompanied by the spirit of forgiveness, prepares us for the real inner life, living according to the kingly science, the royal knowledge, the Raja Yoga. The first soul faculty, which accompanies the birth of sincerity and strengthens the power of perseverance, is not to find fault. When we look at man-made beauty, we are able to praise the power of man. It does not reveal the beauty of nature, which is glorious. So also, when we see with the eyes of our lower nature, we very naturally find fault. When knowledge enables us to see with the eye of the higher nature, we see compassion and truth hidden in every heart and every mind. This means brotherhood, not abstract, but the feeling, I am a brother to the sinner and the saint, the soldier and the sage, the thief and the murderer, the adulterer and the prostitute. We now discern the mystery that is in everybody. We are learners in a new school of life, and we learn by loving not only our brothers and sisters, but really all creatures in the world, visible and invisible. Sincerity and perseverance make for progress, through real repentance to the enlightened peace.